The episode starts with Anjali coming to Mata Rani's temple. Ved sees Anjali wearing a driver's dress and mistakes her for Arty. Ved tells Arty that he has left everything for her and confesses his love. Anjali tries to leave, but Ved holds her hand, still thinking it is Arty. Anjali slaps him and walks away. Ved feels hurt and wonders how Arty could treat him this way after he sacrificed everything for her. He complains to Mata Rani that Arty has done him wrong. Just then, the real Arty appears in front of Ved. He is shocked to see her in different clothes. Ved says he just saw her before. Their conversation is interrupted by Callie, who mocks Arty. Callie asks Ved if he has finally seen Arty's true face. She says Arty is not worthy of marriage and is only fit to be a mistress of some old man. Ved reminds Callie that she is insulting his love. Callie retorts that she is his wife and continues to taunt him. Ved argues back while Arty walks away. Ved rushes after her. Meanwhile, Callie calls Bhajan and instructs him to attack Arty in the temple, reminding him that Arty vowed not to eat until Anjali recovered. Since it is the 5th day of her Nirjal Vrat, Callie assumes Arty must be weak. Bhajan agrees. At the Awasti house, Raghav, Abhay, and Sadhika arrive. Ganesh questions why they have come. Raghav replies that he came to meet Arty. Ganesh says Arty has gone to the temple to continue her Nirjal Vrat for Anjali's recovery. When Raghav asks about Anjali, Ganesh says she has also gone to the temple. Abhay informs Ganesh that Padma has filed a case claiming she is Yuvraj's wife, and that all of this is orchestrated by a lawyer. Abhay questions if Ganesh is behind it. Raghav warns Ganesh to tell whoever is involved that he will fight in court and defeat them. He also asks Ganesh to tell Padma that she is ungrateful. Ganesh mocks them and Raghav, Abhay, and Sadhika leave. At the temple, Arty is shown performing puja to Mata Rani with Anjali seated beside her in a wheelchair. The goons arrive and call Bhajan to ask who they should attack first. Bhajan orders them to kill Arty first, and then Anjali. Arty gets struck on the back of her head with a wooden log, and the goons prepare to kill her. Just then, Anjali rises to her feet and stops them, rescuing Arty. Arty is shocked to see Anjali standing again. Episode ends. Precap. Callie warns Arty that she will kill her and Ved too if she doesn't get him. She declares another war will be fought for love. Arty hugs Ved and says we love each other and we won't let a third person come between us. Anjali watches them and thinks, my daughter can't do this. The episode starts with Anjali bashing the goons to protect Arty. Arty witnesses it from the ground as she gets hit on the back of her head with a wooden log. Anjali takes a trishul from the goddess statue and kills one of the goons. Pankaj gets a call from Anjali. Anjali says to Pankaj that 5 goons have attacked her and Arty. She killed one of the goons under self-defense, and the rest of the goons are unconscious. Pankaj couldn't believe it is Anjali who is calling him, but once he confirms it is Anjali, he is elated. Pankaj says to Anjali he is coming there right away. Anjali agrees and cuts the call. Raghav, Bhajan, Vaibhav, and Abhay come to the court and they try to learn who is the lawyer against Raghav that has filed Padma's case, but they do not find anything. Anjali calls Raghav and asks Raghav if he wants to know who is the one that has filed Padma's case against Yuvraj. Raghav says yes. Anjali says the name of the lawyer is Advocate Anjali Awasti. Anjali cuts the call. Vaibhav asks Raghav what happened. Raghav says to Vaibhav that Anjali is Padma's lawyer. Vaibhav and Bhajan say it is impossible. Raghav says this is what the other person said over the phone. Bhajan says he will confirm it. Bhajan makes a call to Ganesh and asks Ganesh if Anjali has recovered as she is the one who has filed Padma's case in the court. Ganesh asks Bhajan to stop making jokes and says Anjali still hasn't recovered, and he cuts the call. Bhajan says to Raghav that Ganesh has just told him Anjali hasn't recovered. Raghav, hearing it, thinks someone is playing a joke on them, but he thinks that person has to come in front of him in the court. Raghav says he will defeat that person, and even if it is Anjali. Sadhaka says to Mehek that she needs to learn cooking for her first kitchen ritual. Mehek feels sad about her marriage. Sadhaka asks Mehek not to worry and says Raghav will solve her problem. Nivedita comments on the Rajput family as they are worrying for other family daughter-in-law so much, but they have thrown their own daughter-in-law out of this house. Sadhaka comments on Nivedita and asks Nivedita if she doesn't care for Mehek. Sadhaka gets a call from Anjali. Anjali asks Sadhaka over the phone if she doesn't regret one bit as she has thrown Anjali out of the Rajput mansion, and they never thought Anjali is daughter-in-law of Rajput family. Sadhaka says they did the right thing and asks Anjali who is she. Anjali vows to bring all of the Rajput family on road and she cuts the call. Sanya has Sadhaka who has called her. Sadhaka says someone threatened her and she felt like the voice belongs to Arty, but she is sure it is not Arty. Sadhaka says to Raghav about the threatening call that she got. Raghav asks Sadhaka to explain clearly what happened. Sadhaka says to Raghav how she was about to teach Mehek how to cook food and how Nivedita brought up the topic of Anjali and how Nivedita supported Anjali. Raghav comments on Nivedita. Gaurav comes and takes Nivedita's side and argues with Raghav. Raghav comments on Gaurav also. Raghav later checks the phone, know that he has got a call from, and Sadhaka also. Raghav sees it is the same phone and says to his family about it and comments on it. The episode starts with Anjali asking her neighbors to not tell anyone that Anjali has recovered. Arty asks Anjali if she knows who killed her father. Anjali says she knows. Arty asks Anjali why aren't they capturing him. Anjali says, because Rajyavanshi, Thakur and Rajput family are really powerful and they need to change the way they handle them. Anjali says they need to fight them. Like Madurga, Anjali calls Yuvraj and taunts Yuvraj as he couldn't completely become son-in-law of the Rajput family. Anjali says to Yuvraj that he is paying for his sins as he molested Padma, later married her and attempted to kill her. Yuvraj asks Anjali, who is she? Anjali says to Yuvraj that she saw him killing Aman and making Anjali paralyzed as he hit their car with a truck. Anjali says to Yuvraj that she will make Yuvraj, Chandraman, Uday and Bhajan go to jail. Anjali cuts the call. Yuvraj recalls the accident and thinks there was no one there at that time beside Anjali and only Anjali has seen him. Yuvraj calls Raghav and informs him that Anjali has recovered and he thinks Anjali is planning something in this Navaratri and asks Raghav to be careful. Yuvraj later cuts the call. Arty returns home and she finds Ved. Arty asks Ved what is he doing here. Ved says to Arty that he loves her and he only wants her. Arty tries to leave. Ved holds her hand and pulls her and hugs her. Callie sees Ved and Arty and comments on them. Callie comments on Arty. Ved reminds Callie that she is speaking about his love. Callie asks Ved what does she mean to him. Ved says to Callie she means nothing to him, as the cinder used in their wedding ceremony was fake, and according to tradition their ritual was fake. Callie shows the wedding registry papers to Ved and says to Ved that they are legally husband and wife with this wedding registry papers. Ved asks Callie when has she taken his signature. Callie says when he was completely intoxicated. Callie says to Ved and Arty how she called Arty to the party and she acted close with Ved, so Arty will misunderstand Ved and Ved will be intoxicated due to frustration. Ved takes the wedding registry papers, tears them and burns them. Ved says now no one can prove that he and Callie are married and comments on it. Callie raises her hand at Ved. Arty holds Callie's hand and comments on her. Callie says to Arty that she will kill her and leaves from there. Arty says to Ved that he loves her and she loves him and they should not allow other people to come in between them. Anjali witnesses all of it through the window and thinks her daughter could not do something like this. Episode ends. Precap: Callie is shocked to learn Anjali is going to argue her case. Callie asks Anjali, why would she do that? Anjali says she will never allow anything wrong to happen in front of her and says she is a devotee of law. Sadhaka asks Arty to come home and says she wants Ved right they will do her and Ved's marriage. Arty asks Ved what will they do if her mother doesn't agree. Sadhika says Anjali is fighting Callie's case and asks Arty not to worry and says, her case will be fought by Raghav Singh Rajput.